Hello everyone, welcome to the February bundle walkthrough, the complete product walkthrough. Thank you so much for being paid subscribers. I appreciate you being part of this membership, and I am happy to show you what I have created for February. Logging into your account, you would see that you have the January and the February pack. We're going straight to the February pack. The March is not done, so just ignore that. Just like before, I will have the video walkthrough here. I don't have it right now because I am making the video right now. But as you can see for January, we have the video walkthrough here. So I'll provide that once I'm done with this tutorial. Let's move directly to what we have for the bundle. In February, we are going to be making and selling digital notebooks. Notebooks are very popular at Etsy, so you can sell them there. You can sell them anywhere that you do sell your digital templates. Just like the journals that we had for last month are fully hyperlinked, and I have provided you with 3 different options. I have one with a spiral, and I'll show you what that looks like. The other one that doesn't have spiral, and of course the dark mode for all the people that want to include options for their customers. In addition, we have 3 journal prompts: April, May, June. You need to be listing these now. People start shopping ahead of time. So these prompts are built to be used around spring going into summer. The questions are all tailored to that season. You should be selling your January, February, March prompts now, so people can use them going from winter to spring. And you should be selling these within the next month for spring into summer. It's not too early. That's why I'm giving them all ahead of time. In March, we'll have July, August, September, and then in April, we'll have the rest of the year. So that way you have it ahead of time. You can list them 3 months before, 2 months before, because people start shopping for these things early. Don't wait till the last minute. You have it, it's ready to go, just list it. We have some cover page design templates. These are not the final cover pages. These are templates that you would use to create the cover pages. You can use it to create multiple cover pages. We have some stickers. These stickers are self-care and wellness, which kind of goes around the spring season anyway. To be honest, you can use them any time of the year. But self-care and wellness, sometimes I just feel like it's a spring theme. Anyway, we have listing mockups just like we had before. We have some new clip art stickers that I included here, and I have 2 types of background images for you. I have some butterfly backgrounds, and we have the Zen minimalist linen background. So you may have already seen this if you have watched some of the tutorials, and the tutorials are here. We have bonuses just like we have every single month. Some of them would be repeating, meaning the same style, but not exactly the same. So I have some bonuses for you here. These are different from the last month because I used the colors from this bundle here, these backgrounds here, to create these. And for the product delivery sheet, it's a different style. As the months go by, you've accumulated different types that you can use. So you can switch things around. What works for one product may not work for another product. So you can mix and match. I have some functional starter stickers, and we have product description prompts. This is different from what we had before. Last month, I actually gave you the product listing, but this month I'm giving you the actual prompt. That way you have more control. And this, of course, is using ChatGPT. If you've never used it before, no worries. I have a quick tutorial here for you. And I have a daily prompt for you. So when you watch the tutorial, you understand why this prompt is here. All you need to do is copy it. You know why? It's because I haven't saved it. So this is behind the scenes, guys. You're looking at the behind the scenes of my account. All right, let's refresh and see what we have. There we go. So we have the links that have been added. So I added the link for the tutorial. I just forgot to save it. All right, so here we have the tutorial for DALL-E, and here's the prompt. So when you watch the tutorial, you understand. All you need to do is copy it and paste it into your ChatGPT account, and you'll see the magic that happens. All right, so I have free resources. These are the same, but I figured, you know what? I'll leave it here, and then maybe in the future I'll have a separate area for the free resources. But that way, so you're not looking for it, it is the same as January. It's the tint and shade. I did add a tutorial, because I realized that I just added this links and you may not even know how to use it or why I added it in the first place. So I added a quick tutorial here. By the way, guys, my tutorials, I'm sorry if they are unrefined or long and they have mistakes. And this is because I'm creating the videos. I'm not editing anything just to get it out for you guys. And this is who I am, guys. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes when I'm talking. So you're seeing me as I am. So I'm sorry for the mistakes and the and some of my rambling sometimes. But anyway, this is who I am. All right, so we're going to dive in to get a little bit more details and to get a taste. Let's open this all the way up. All right, so let's open the first one. All right, this is what it looks like. We have a notebook, and here's what the notebook looks like. Okay, so open it up in a grid view form, and it has this background, which by the way, you can switch out with the backgrounds that I will be providing for this month. So this may have been the one from last month, but it doesn't really matter because you can switch it out and change the color. So this is what it looks like. These are notebooks that people buy, especially if they're university students or people studying or people that just want notebooks for whatever reason to just organize their life. Okay, so all of these are hyperlinked, meaning that if they want to use this style of page or this style, there are 16 styles and they can go directly there. So everything has been hyperlinked just like we have in the journal. We'll go back here. Actually, I should have showed you the hyperlink because you can go back to the notes page by using the hyperlinks. I'll make this a little bit bigger. So you can see all of these icons are hyperlinked. So this will take you to the index page, which is the page that has all the different sections. So if they were using it for school and the different courses, they will have the course names here, for example. And they'll type the name here so that when they want to go directly to that section, they just click here or here. Doesn't matter. They're both hyperlinked. Go to this section, and the section can have the name of the course or more details. And then how they'll use this, because you notice that it goes from one section to another section, is that they would add the note pages. So go back to note pages. They would add, so let's say they wanted to use a wide ruled. They would go here, all right, and they would copy this. Of course, when they're using this in GoodNotes or Note, you can just duplicate a page and they would place that page exactly where they need it. Everything is editable. You can change this. You can swap this around, change the colors. Again, I recommend changing the colors to match the background. Show you how that works. So I already have some of the backgrounds uploaded here. So let's say you wanted to use this one. Okay, so everything is drag and drop in Canva. So we're just going to drop it there. And this is quite nice. I go to the text or the element. So right now we'll do the text first. And I'm going straight to photo colors. And I'm going directly to this one to complement the background image. So I'll change that. Maybe change it to this one if you don't like that. And then I'll also change this, because this color was selected from the actual image that was there before. Go here and go back down here. You can change it to this. You can change it to something darker, whatever you want. Let's change it to something lighter, this one. Okay. And then you can change this colors. So if you wanted to, let's say, change this to something else, maybe this. So select the lighter one. We'll click on change all. When we change this, it's going to change it right here as well. Okay. So section 2, it's going to change it here. Okay, that way the tabs should match. You see this color here should match this color. And 3 here matches 3 here. So once you change the colors, the tabs here, and it would change it here. And of course, you're welcome to change this images too. So if you want to change this image and then have the colors of the tab and here match the image, you can do that as well. So let me show you an example of that. So let's say I wanted to use the blue. So we change that to the blue. And when we go here, now we're like, okay, for section 1, we want it to match. So we're going to go here to color area and the image is right here. So let's say we wanted it to be gray, and it's going to say change all. And that's because it's trying to change it here and it's trying to change the tab. So I would say yes. So once you do that, you can see it changes it here and it changes the tab. That way you don't have to change it twice. So that's how I would go about changing the colors. Is I would use the different designs from the actual background image to change the color. I'm going to change this all the way back to what we started out with. All right, so when you open it, it looks exactly like this. All right, so that is the version 1. The version 2 is identical. The only difference is it has a spiral binding here. So it looks just like a notebook. This is so adorable. And look at how it just goes right in here. It looks so realistic. Love it so much. By the way, don't forget to put your business information if you want to have that. You can maybe make this smaller and hide it somewhere, but that way the user can come back to you. You can hyperlink so that when they want to buy something else, they can return back to your shop directly. Okay, so it's the same, guys. It's the exact same style. I have different backgrounds here, but you can swap them out, use whatever you want, and of course change the colors as you want. And I have the dark mode, which is the spiral, and it's exactly the same. It just uses dark colors. All right, so moving on to the prompts, we have April, May, and June. I'll show you 1 month because that's sufficient, and the rest of them are identical with different colors, of course, and different questions. So they're identical in style. So just like we had for January through March, we have 30 prompts for the days that have 30 days and 31 for the days that have 31 days. So April has 30 days, so we have 30 prompts, all hyperlinked. The prompt questions are tied to the month, so we're talking about spring. April is one of those transition months for most parts of the world. We're transitioning from one weather to another. Okay, so it really goes into some of the transitions we go through in April, and some April specific questions and some general questions. They're all hyperlinked, so the user would just click on one date and then they'll move from one day to another. So let's say they're on day 6, they want to go on to day 7, click on that and it takes them directly to day 7 and they can start journaling for day 7. You can sell these as products. I won't price this too high because these are basic, but they're pretty. So you can price it however way you want. You can use this as a lead magnet to have people add it to your email list. You can add it as a bonus. So you're selling your notebooks, your planners, or your journals. You can add this as a bonus. That way you're adding more value to the products that you were selling. All right, so that's that. I'll click out of that. So they're all the same with different prompts, okay? So the cover page design templates. We have this nice letter looking notebook. This is so cute. This, by the way, is a Canva frame. I made it so you're not going to find this in a Canva library. What I did use from the Canva library is this gold color. So if I delete this, you can see it's a Canva frame. And the reason why I like this is you can add whatever you want. If you want to use color, you can change it to whatever color you want. Okay, let's change it to orange or blue, whatever you want. Or you can use it as a frame. Let's say silver foil. All right, graphics. Of course, this is Canva Pro, but use whatever Canva account you have, free or pro. I'm sure you can find free ones if you don't have a Canva Pro account. And let's just use this one as an example. Just drag it and drop it there. Let's try this one. There we go. So here we have the silver and the black. In my opinion, gold goes well with the black letters. That's what I probably would use. You can use it or you can change it if you have something else you prefer. So cute. I have another option. It's the same notebook and it just is horizontal. That way you can use this as one option. By the way, you can change this you can change it to whatever you want. If you don't want the letter or you have something else in mind, you can change it. This is a color, so you can change it to whatever color you want. Ooh, that does not work. Oh, look at that. So you can change whatever color you want, because we're thinking about using this template to make maybe 10 or 20 different cover page options. That's why I created it as a template, so you can duplicate and use your own specific colors to create whatever you want. The last one is just like the one that comes with the actual cover. Same thing, but instead of having the notebook as a font, I have this as a SVG file. Okay, you can change the color to whatever you want. That way you can create whatever variety of notebook covers that you have. And right here on the last page, I have different SVG notebook style. They're SVGs because you can change the colors, but it just says notebook. Okay, so you can change it to whatever style you want. I think 6 of them. And of course, this is the frame one. It's the same one that I used here. All right, so with these 3 styles and all of these, you can create so many different cover page options. All right, make sure I reverse any changes and close that up. What do we have next? Next, we have label stickers. So this is just like the one we had in January, but now we're switching themes. Hopefully by the end of your subscription time with me, you should have a bundle. This is how you create the bundles. We're not creating everything at once, but by the time you start accumulating stickers over several months, you can have a bundle. We have 156. Of course, remember they're duplicates because we have different styles. We have 4 different styles, and they are in the theme of meditation, self-care, wellness, because that's kind of the theme we're going for the spring. Okay, you can change the font. I saw this font and I was like, oh, this is really nice. I'll give you an option to use a different font, but if you don't like it, fine, change it to something else. Now is a nice one because it looks good with most things, so you can change it to that. Change it to whatever you want. But I like this font and I just wanted to give you the option to have it. So if you're not going to use it for your stickers, maybe you can use it for something else. By the way, for the stickers, you're going to download them as a PNG file with transparent background. You need Canva Pro for that, but you can put them in your sticker book for your GoodNotes users. All right, that is that. The next is the mockups. These are straightforward. They're digital. I'm not going to open it up. I'm just going to show you here what they look like. I think I have 13 different pages. So it's the digital notebook. So all you're doing is just dragging and dropping, changing things around to maybe match your specific style. It goes from the product page to more details to etc. Just like you would see in an Etsy listing. Guys, by the way, because Etsy changed the thumbnail display, okay, so I try to make sure that the core of the image is within that square. So this is a rectangle. This is 3000 by 2000. But the way Etsy now displays their images, so this is for people, of course, selling on Etsy. If you're not selling on Etsy, then it doesn't apply to you. But Etsy is only going to display a square thumbnail, like a 1080 by 1080, something like that. So what I try to do is that I provide the core of the information in the middle. So even though Etsy is going to cut out here and cut out here, someone is still going to be able to read that this is a digital notebook with 12 sections and blah, 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 and see an image of this before they click on it and see the full image. Okay, that's important. So your first image should have everything in the front. You can check it out. If it's a little bit cut off, try to move things to make sure it fits in that square. Okay, so when people are browsing through, they're not looking at images with information that's important cut off. So clip art stickers, what do we have? I have set 3 because we did set 1 or 2 for January. And here's what they look like. I have 2 options for you. These are PNG files, so they look weird, but they're stickers, so this is what they're supposed to look like. They're decorative stickers, different shapes, different colors that your clients or your customers can use to decorate their planner or journal or notebook. And we have koala, cute koalas doing different things at home. They're so adorable. Look at them. So cute. And these are PNG files, so you can give these to your customers or arrange this in GoodNotes so that they have what they need in GoodNotes because it's easier to use it that way. All right, so that's what we have for PNG clip art. Background images, I have 2 options for you. I have some spring butterflies. Here's what they look like. Adorable. I do sell these in my other Etsy shop, but I figured, you know what? We're going into spring and this might be nice as an option for a notebook cover. So you guys get it for free. And we have the other Zen Minimalist linen. And I added these from the tutorial that I did, which is why they don't have the proper names. I will go ahead and rename these as Zen Minimalism, but I put these in here because I created them when I was creating the tutorial. I was like, oh, these are nice. I like them. So I dumped them in here, but I'll go in later and correct the names so you have correctly named files. But look at these. These are cute, no? I mean, I think they are. If they're not, you guys can let me know. And I'll try to create better images. These are, of course, generated using artificial intelligence, but I like that we can generate things that are nice, that work for journals, and have specific color palettes that we need. Okay, so you have 25, I think, of these. All right, so let's move on to bonuses. These are just like what I provided last month. They're color palettes, but you can see I pulled the color palettes from the images so you have them if you want to use them. You don't need to use this color palette, but this is to make it easy. I also added some fonts that I think are nice, so you can start collecting fonts. Canva doesn't really allow you to favorite fonts, so sometimes I wish I had a way to collect fonts that I like. So what I'm doing is, in addition to these colors, I'm adding some fonts, so you have this saved so you can use them whenever you're looking for like this type of font, this script font. The last month's fonts were elegant fonts. I may have included some script, but trying to give you a collection of things. So when you're done with your subscription time with me, you have a bunch of stuff that you can use for other projects, not just, this journals and planners and things like that. All right, so that's that. Product delivery sheets. This is a Canva template as well. It's just like the one I provided, but a different style. So if you wanted to maybe provide something that you wanted to add additional instructions and had multiple files, this would work, for example, if you wanted to deliver one file for the PDF planner, another file for the GoodNote, and another file for the PNG stickers. And then this is another option. And this gives you the option to add a link to your YouTube tutorial if you have a YouTube walkthrough. That way they can click on the product and they can click here and go directly to your tutorial. So you get two of that. And they're different from the ones from January. So like I said before, you're making a collection. So, you have the different options you need. Functional stickers, these are Canva. And these are different from last month. They're basic, but that way you can make them whatever color you want to meet your branding. But the reason why they're functional stickers because they're stickers that you are using to organize your planner, and everyone sells them. So this will add to the collection that you had for January. All right, where are we here? Product description prompts. I'm not going to go into this because here are the tutorials for that. They will be redundant. Watch these tutorials. These are AI tutorials. So we're using ChatGPT for the prompt descriptions, and we're using DALL-E for the actual images. So go ahead and watch those tutorials to get the details from this one. And here's some free resources. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, suggestions, remember, as part of this community, we're trying to grow together. So if you have some ideas of things you want me to create for the other months, I already have an idea for March and April that I already started working on. So maybe some more ideas for May, June, July. Please let me know. I want to create things that you guys want. I do my research, but I want to create things that you guys want to sell. So please feedback, communicate with me. Let me know what you need. We are a small community, which is how I want to keep it. So we're not flooding the market with the same products, but everyone gets a chance to, not create things from scratch. All right. So let me know. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Thanks for being a part of this community, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.